Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan and thanks for joining us for our Thursday weather update for May the 11th. And on the animated Winmap today, we've put on the Misery Index. This is basically designed for livestock. It's really helpful to work out. The areas in blue show where it's 0 degrees or feels like 0, and the areas in red where it's 30 degrees Celsius and above. So pretty warm up here to the north of New Zealand, but cold as far north as about Central Plateau. It's cooler right across New Zealand, but the cold stuff stops around about about Central Plateau, and northwards you still got westerly winds, but they're going to turn a lot more south to southwest overnight tonight, and that's due to this high pressure zone that is drifting in. Has more of a southerly flow. As you know, in Australia over the last few days, that southerly has blown up the New South Wales coastline and in fact gone all the way up into the tropical north. But here comes your next classic cold front heading in towards Adelaide for today. So tonight, your departure from normal temperatures, well, it shows that Australia not quite as cold as it was the previous night, but still colder than average in many places, except for a big chunk of Queensland, which is pretty much back to normal. But even right up to Darwin, gosh, it's cold up there tonight, just 19 degrees. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's 9 in Auckland. So, you know, Darwin and Auckland have similar below normal temperatures, but as you can see, below normal for Darwin is 19 and below normal for Auckland is 9. So that's quite a difference, but certainly seeing that cooler weather across New Zealand at the moment as that southerly gets in. So we've got a couple of colder nights on the way as this change moves through, and it's this cold air mixing with the warm air sparking these thunderstorms. This great image. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for sending that in. We've seen a number of great thunderstorm photos on our Twitter account and videos. Sky Tower being hit. Unsure why that makes breaking news in the mainstream media. I mean, it's the tallest building with a lightning rod on it. But anyway, saw some cool images though coming out of Auckland from those thunderstorms last night. We've seen thunderstorms all around the country, offshore from Canterbury and Otago in the mix as well. So those thunderstorms are here out to the east pretty much on Friday. They're moving away from New Zealand, and high pressure from Australia now starting to move in and settle things down a bit. So it'll be cold on Friday morning. And again, when you wake up on Saturday morning, we might even see some frosts around central parts of the North Island, around Waikato as well, here on Saturday morning as that high moves through. I mentioned that Queensland's temperatures are back to normal. That's due to this easterly flow really setting in for you. Pretty normal kind of stuff for this time of the year. The tropics not too active, just the normal kind of showery weather up there, but no major storms on the way. Now, as we go through to Sunday, despite this high rolling into New Zealand, not perfectly settled for everybody because the southerly flow going around it changes angle a wee bit, and that southwesterly angle brings in a few showers for Auckland and maybe Waikato as well, and Northland. And down here in the south, a few showers coming in around Southland, Otago Peninsula, and even going a little bit further into Canterbury as well. Those showers should move northwards as the day goes on. Not huge, not widespread, but might be an isolated heavier fall in there still as that southerly kind of fades away, but just that little last gasp, if you like, there on Sunday. By Monday, that last gasp is just sort of moving up a little bit into the North Island, so cooler air, a few showers around. It'll feel much colder than it's been over the last couple of weeks, but the high is pretty much in charge, and it stays that way next week. We talked about this the other day, this trough or this pothole in the sky, very small area of low pressure. That's high pressure there and to the east, and sort of a pothole or a puncture in the tyre, if you like. So that's going to produce a few more showers and southerlies along the coastline, and another southerly coming in for Tasmania and a bit later on for Melbourne. But as we move through next week, I'm showing you a couple of extra maps because next week, this big high pressure zone in New Zealand starts to move away. The next one's still over here, and in between the two, we've got low pressure forming. So our last map for next Thursday shows the possibility of a stormy low pressure zone. It's too far out to lock in, but the modelling is showing it. Our long range forecasts, they're hinting at it. The IBM supercomputer uses this model, but many other ones as well. And it sort of takes a look at history. What have we had in the past? So at the moment, our forecasts aren't looking too dramatic for the end of next week. Of course, we've got 10-day forecasts, so that covers next Thursday. But this is one to keep an eye on. Maybe for next weekend, not the weekend coming up, but the following one. And this is normal for this time of the year. This is what autumn's all about. Hints of winter like this week, and then back to subtropical maybe again next week. That's all from me for today. We'll see you again tomorrow, Friday, with our next update.